Golden sunlight reflects across the Douro River. Ancient tiled buildings rise above steep hillsides. Historic trams rattle through narrow streets. Church bells echo across colorful rooftops. And the scent of fresh pastries and rich coffee drifts through one of Europe's most atmospheric cities. Welcome to Porto, Portugal, a city of timeless beauty, riverside charm, historic architecture, world-famous wine, and unforgettable culture. Located in northern Portugal, Porto is one of Europe's most enchanting destinations. This is a city where history and modern energy exist side by side, where centuries-old churches overlook vibrant cafes, where colorful houses cascade toward the riverbanks, and where every sunset transforms the city into a glowing masterpiece of gold and orange. Porto feels authentic, warm, romantic, and wonderfully alive. In today's journey, we're counting down the very best things to do in Porto, Portugal in 2026. From hidden gems and local food experiences, to breathtaking viewpoints, river adventures, and iconic landmarks. So sit back, relax, and prepare to discover one of Europe's most unforgettable cities. This is Porto. Number 15. Ride Porto's historic trams. One of the most charming ways to experience Porto is by riding its historic trams. Vintage yellow streetcars rumble through narrow streets and along the riverfront like moving pieces of history. The most famous route follows the Douro River toward the Atlantic Ocean, offering incredible city and waterfront views along the way. Wooden interiors creak softly as the tram passes colorful buildings, cafes, and historic neighborhoods. Unlike modern transportation, this experience feels wonderfully nostalgic. Slow, scenic, authentic. It's one of the best ways to absorb Porto's atmosphere while exploring the city like a local. Number 14. Explore Mercado do Bolhão. To truly understand Porto, you must experience its food culture. And there's no better place to begin than Mercado do Bolhão. This historic market is filled with local flavors, fresh seafood, cheeses, meats, pastries, flowers, and traditional Portuguese products. The atmosphere is energetic and authentic. Vendors call out to customers. Fresh produce bursts with color, and the aroma of traditional Portuguese cooking fills the air. This is where locals shop, and where travelers can discover Porto beyond the tourist attractions. Try fresh pastries, local olives, Portuguese wine, and regional delicacies while exploring one of the city's most beloved landmarks. Number 13. Visit Foz do Douro. Where the Douro River meets the Atlantic Ocean, you'll discover one of Porto's most beautiful coastal districts. Foz do Douro offers a completely different side of the city. Elegant seaside promenades, oceanfront cafes, rocky beaches, and dramatic Atlantic waves create a peaceful coastal atmosphere. The area is perfect for long walks beside the ocean, especially during sunset. Powerful waves crash against the rocks while golden light floods the coastline. The fresh Atlantic breeze and relaxed atmosphere make Foz one of Porto's most enjoyable escapes from the busy city center. Number 12. Discover São Bento railway station. Some train stations are simply transportation hubs, but São Bento railway station is a masterpiece. Inside the station, more than 20,000 blue and white azulejo tiles cover the walls with breathtaking historical scenes from Portuguese history. Battles, royal ceremonies, countryside life, and cultural traditions unfold across massive tile murals. The artistry is extraordinary. Even travelers who never board a train come here simply to admire the architecture and craftsmanship. It's one of Porto's most iconic and beautiful landmarks, and a perfect example of Portugal's deep artistic heritage. Number 11. Try traditional Porto cuisine. Porto is a paradise for food lovers. The city's cuisine is rich, comforting, and deeply connected to Portuguese tradition. One of the most famous dishes is the francesinha, a massive sandwich layered with meats, covered in melted cheese, and drenched in a rich beer-based sauce. It's legendary in Porto. But the city offers far more than that. Fresh seafood, grilled sardines, octopus rice, codfish dishes, and incredible pastries fill menus across the city. Pair everything with Portuguese wine or local port wine for the complete experience. Dining in Porto often feels wonderfully atmospheric. Historic restaurants hidden inside stone buildings, riverside terraces overlooking the Douro, and candlelit wine bars tucked into ancient alleyways. Food here is more than a meal. It's part of Porto's identity. Number 10. Walk through Ribeira District. The heart of Porto's beauty lies in the legendary Ribeira District. This UNESCO World Heritage neighborhood is one of the most picturesque places in Europe. Colorful buildings rise above narrow medieval streets. Laundry hangs from old balconies, and riverside cafes overlook the Douro River beneath glowing sunlight. Every alleyway feels cinematic. Street musicians perform beside hidden staircases. Locals gather at outdoor restaurants, and traditional boats drift slowly across the water. At night, Ribeira becomes even more magical. Lights reflect across the river, music fills the air, and the atmosphere turns wonderfully romantic. This is Porto at its most unforgettable. Number 9. Visit Livraria Lello. One of the world's most beautiful bookstores is hidden in Porto. Welcome to Livraria Lello. Its grand staircase, stained glass ceiling, carved wooden shelves, and magical atmosphere have made it famous worldwide. Many visitors believe it inspired parts of the Harry Potter universe. And once you step inside, it's easy to understand why. The bookstore feels almost dreamlike. Elegant red staircases curve dramatically through the interior, while sunlight filters through colorful glass above. Even for non-readers, this place feels extraordinary, a perfect blend of literature, architecture, and fantasy. Number 8. Climb the Clérigos Tower. Towering above Porto's skyline stands one of the city's most recognizable landmarks, Clérigos Tower. Climbing to the top requires effort. Narrow spiral staircases twist upward through centuries-old stone walls, but the reward is spectacular. At the summit, Porto unfolds in every direction. Orange rooftops, historic churches, the winding Douro River, and distant Atlantic views create one of the city's most breathtaking panoramas. Sunset here is especially unforgettable. Golden light floods the city while church bells echo through the streets below. Number 7. Cruise along the Douro River. Porto was built around the Douro River, and one of the best ways to experience the city is from the water itself. River cruises glide beneath Porto's famous bridges while revealing stunning perspectives of the city's colorful hillsides and historic architecture. The scenery feels cinematic. Ancient buildings rise above the riverbanks, wine cellars line the waterfront, and dramatic bridges connect Porto with neighboring Vila Nova de Gaia. Some cruises continue beyond the city, into the breathtaking Douro Valley wine region. Rolling vineyards stretch across the hills, while the river winds through one of Europe's most beautiful landscapes. It's peaceful, romantic, and unforgettable. Number 6. Experience Porto's nightlife. As night falls, Porto comes alive. The city's nightlife blends elegance, energy, and authenticity. Rooftop bars overlook glowing city lights. Wine bars fill with conversation and music. And historic streets become lively gathering places late into the evening. The Galeries de Paris district is especially vibrant. Live music echoes from bars and cafes, while travelers and locals fill the narrow streets. But Porto's nightlife isn't only about parties. There are quiet jazz clubs, traditional fado performances, and romantic riverside lounges perfect for relaxing beside the Douro. The atmosphere feels warm, social, and distinctly Portuguese. Number 5. Explore the Dom Luís I Bridge. One structure defines Porto's skyline more than any other, the magnificent Dom Luís I Bridge. This enormous iron bridge stretches dramatically across the Douro River, connecting Porto and Vila Nova de Gaia. Walking across the upper level is unforgettable. The views are extraordinary. Riverside neighborhoods glow beneath the sunlight, while boats drift across the river far below. At sunset, the bridge becomes magical. The sky explodes with orange and crimson colors, while Porto's lights slowly begin to illuminate the hillsides. This is one of Europe's great urban viewpoints, and one of Porto's defining experiences. Number 4. Visit the port wine cellars. Porto gave the world one of its most famous wines, port wine, and visiting the historic wine cellars across the river in Vila Nova de Gaia is essential. Massive wooden barrels age quietly inside centuries-old warehouses, while guides explain the fascinating history of port production. You'll learn how wine from the Douro Valley became internationally famous and deeply connected to Porto's identity. Of course, there are tastings, rich ruby ports, smooth tawny varieties, and aged vintage wines with extraordinary flavors. The atmosphere inside the cellars feels timeless. Cool stone walls, soft lighting, and the scent of aging wine filling the air. It's one of Porto's most iconic cultural experiences. Number 3. Watch the sunset from Jardim de Morro. If there's one sunset spot every traveler should experience in Porto, it's Jardim de Morro. Located beside the Dom Luís I Bridge, this hilltop park offers breathtaking panoramic views of Porto. As evening approaches, people gather on the grass with music, drinks, and conversation, while the city glows beneath golden light. Then, the sun slowly disappears behind Porto's rooftops. The river reflects orange and crimson colors, church towers silhouette against the sky, and the city transforms into pure magic. This moment feels unforgettable, peaceful, emotional, beautiful. Number 2. Take a day trip into the Douro Valley. Beyond Porto lies one of Europe's most stunning wine regions, the legendary Douro Valley. Terraced vineyards cover rolling hills beside the winding Douro River, creating scenery unlike anywhere else in Portugal. This region is the birthplace of port wine and one of the oldest wine-producing areas in the world. The landscapes are extraordinary. Golden vineyards, historic wine estates, river cruises, and peaceful countryside villages. Especially during sunset, the valley becomes breathtaking. Warm light floods the hills, while the river glows beneath the evening sky. A journey through the Douro Valley feels timeless, and it's easily one of Portugal's greatest experiences. Number 1. Experience the soul of Porto. But the greatest thing about Porto isn't just the wine, or the bridges, or the historic buildings. It's the feeling of the city itself. Porto feels authentic in a way many destinations no longer do. Life moves slower here. People gather in cafes for long conversations. Music drifts through ancient alleyways. And every sunset beside the river feels deeply emotional. The city blends history, beauty, culture, and warmth into something unforgettable. Whether you're wandering through medieval streets, watching the Douro River shimmer beneath golden light, enjoying wine beside the waterfront, or simply listening to church bells echo through the city, Porto leaves a lasting impression. This is not just one of Europe's most beautiful cities, it's one of its most soulful. From colorful riverside streets, to historic wine cellars, ancient churches, ocean sunsets, and breathtaking river views, Porto is one of Europe's true hidden treasures, a city filled with beauty, history, romance, and unforgettable experiences. Thank you for joining WorldFrame Expeditions on this incredible journey through Porto, Portugal. If you enjoyed this adventure, be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications for more unforgettable travel experiences from around the world. And tell us in the comments, which place in Porto would you visit first? Until next time, keep exploring.